This video is going to show you how to do an Amazon FBA shipment using ScanPower's Pack First workflow. So to get started, you're going to go to ScanPower.com, click Login, enter your username and password, and click Login. Then you hover over Prep and Ship and click Prep and Ship. And on the left-hand side, make sure you have the right address selected for where you're shipping from, and also FBA selected inside the batch type. Then click the plus to create a new batch. If you want to rename the batch for easy tracking, you can click the three dots, edit, and then rename the batch. Once you have that batch named, you can click the check to save it. Now that we have the batch created, we're ready to add the items that we want to send to Amazon. So there's 4 ways you can do it. One, you can do it manually via the search bar using an ASIN, UPC, ISBN, MSKU, FNSKU, or the title. You can import it via your ScanPower inventory, a buy list, or a spreadsheet. So I'm going to do a new to catalog item. So when I enter that UPC and click enter, the list new item will appear, and this warning will show that the listing doesn't exist in our catalog, so a new MSKU will be created. You can set up a custom SKU format to include different information, including the purchase date, your source, the ASIN, who bought it, and the cost. You can do that inside your ScanPower settings, or you can create a custom SKU here. So I'm going to enter a custom SKU, the purchase date, the quantity I want to send to Amazon, the price we want to sell that product for, and then our buy cost. You can also enter your source. And if the item is consumable or has a tax, you can enter that information here as well. Once I have that custom SKU entered, I'm going to hit this refresh to check if that SKU is a restock, just to confirm that it's a new SKU. Since it's a new SKU, I'm going to click Add to Batch, and that will create the listing inside Amazon. It can take up to a few minutes for that to create in Amazon. So while that is loading, I'm going to create the next item in our batch. So I'm going to enter the UPC, hit Enter. The list new item field is going to appear. Since I'm using the custom SKU format, I'm going to leave that there. The purchase date, the quantity I want to send to Amazon, the price we want to sell the product for, our cost, and our source. Then if this item is consumable or has a tax code, you can enter that as well and click Add to Batch. Then these 2 items are already in our catalog, so we're just adding these to the batch. So I'm going to enter the UPC. Hit enter, add to box then shows up, which I can enter the purchase date, the quantity I want to send to Amazon. And this one's giving me a warning for a potential high pricing error. So I'm going to adjust that sale price and our cost, the source. And if this item is consumable or has a tax code, I would enter that here and click add to batch. And I'm going to add the last item to the batch via UPC, hit the add to, the purchase date is today, the quantity I want to send to Amazon, the price, this one's also a high pricing error, so I'm going to adjust that price down, have our buy cost, the source, and the expiration date and tax code if applicable, I would enter here and click add to batch. So now that those items are in the batch, we're still waiting for Amazon to create those listings for the new to catalog items, but for the items that are already in our catalog with an FNSKU, we can print the FNSKU labels here by clicking the printer icon, entering the quantity of labels we want to print, and clicking Print Item Labels. If we need to edit any of the information in the batch, we can click the Edit icon, change the quantity, the price, the cost, the source, expiration date as needed, and then click Save. Also inside the Edit field, we can add tags. So tags is information that will carry along with that item through the prep and ship process. So if you want to enter information that the person doing the prep needs to know, like for this example, we could say needs a sold as set label. Now that I have that tag entered, I'm going to click Save. And then on the second item, I can hit that Edit button as well, hit New Tag, and maybe this one is something where we need to polybag it. So I can hit polybag and then click Save. So it's been a few minutes. I'm going to try to create the shipment again. So I'm going to click this Some Items Are Missing Information, the prep category missing on one item. So I click Show Me, and it shows me that item. So since this prep category is missing, you can click into that drop down, and if the item meets any of these categories, you would select that. But since this one is none of these, I'm going to select none and hit Set Prep Category. Then I can filter this batch as well to uncheck that unknown prep category and see all the items in the batch. You can also use these to help filter that batch as well to see things that are missing dimensions, missing an expiration date, for our certain types of products. So once those items are entered, I'm going to click Create Shipment Plan, and we're still waiting on one item. I want to mention too that these wait times for items to create can get frustrating as it builds up, but this only occurs when you're creating the item in your catalog for the first time. So if you're doing a batch where you know you have new to your catalog items, I would recommend creating those items in the batch first, then adding the other items in the batch and printing those F&SKU labels and working on that prep while the remaining items are generating in your catalog before you move on to step 2. So now it's been a few more minutes. I'm going to click Create Shipment Plan. And this can take a few minutes to generate as well. So once you hit that Create Shipment Plan, if any items are missing a prep category, that's going to come up as well. So this item is missing that prep category. I'm going to set it to none and then recreate the shipment plan. So now that Amazon has returned the pack groups, we can start packing the boxes. So to start packing, you need to create a box. If you use the same size boxes frequently, you can create a box template up in the top right by clicking the drop down and hitting Manage Box Templates. You'll click the plus next to Box Templates and nickname the box. So it could be something like the size of the box. If you buy, let's say, Home Depot medium boxes, for example, you can nickname it that. I'm going to name this box 14 by 14 by 14, and then the length is 14 inches, the width is 14 inches, and the height is 14 inches. And once you have all of your box templates created, this is just a one-time thing to create that template. You can add templates at a later time, and you can also edit or delete templates. But once you have those created, you click Done, and you're ready to create that first box. So once you have your box template selected, when you click this plus box icon, it's going to create that box. If you need to edit that box size, you can click the 3 dots next to the box and change it to another box template. Or if it's a custom dimensions, you can click dimensions and then enter the length, width, and height for that specific box. So now I'm going to pack items into the box. To do that, you click into the text box for that item and enter the number of items you're putting in that box. So I'm going to put 4 into this box, and then I'm going to put 2 of this item into that box as well. Once you have those items in the box, you can enter the box weight. So in this case, I'm going to put 25 pounds for the box weight and create another box. But since this box is going to be a different size, I'm going to change the box template to 14 by 14 by 14, and then click that plus box icon, and that creates a 14 by 14 by 14 box. In that box, I'm going to put 6 of this inflatable and 2 of this inflatable, and then 2 of this gator inflatable. And repeat that process, creating the boxes, entering the quantity of the item I'm packing into the box, and then entering the box weight. So you can also see here when the item is fully packed, it's going to show packed in green, and you know that that item has been packed. And to help you keep track of items in the pack group that have been packed or unpacked, you can use this toggle to show only items that are unpacked or only items that are packed, and also to see all the items in the pack group. So with that box entered, I'm going to enter that weight of 32 pounds and then create another box entering 4 of these and 3 of these with a weight of 22 pounds. If you have an instance where you have multiple boxes of the same SKU and quantity configurations, instead of creating a new box and entering those quantities, you can duplicate the box. To duplicate a box, you click the 3 dots next to the box size, hit copy. This box will show up to ask you how many of those boxes you want to make. In this case, we're making 1. Then you click copy and confirm the copy, and that'll create another box with that same SKU, quantity, and weight configuration. So now that all the items are packed, you can click confirm and continue, and that generates the placement options. Amazon is going to provide anywhere from 1 to multiple shipment options depending on the items in your pack group, so it could take a little bit for this to generate. Once the placement options generate, you can see the number of shipments in each placement option, the associated placement fees, and also calculate shipping. So if I click into placement option 1, I can see that this is 1 shipment going to Middletown, Pennsylvania. So if I select the ship date of today and a shipping mode of small parcel and click generate transportation options, it's going to return the UPS partnered shipping cost for this shipment. And this could also take a few minutes to generate. So now that we have the shipping cost, if we want to look at another placement option, we can click into that placement option. You can see that this shipment has 2 shipments, one going to Lansing, Michigan, and one going to Clarksville, Tennessee. So I'm going to select the ship date of today and then hit generate transportation options. And that's going to calculate the shipping cost for those 2 shipments. And while that's loading, I want to mention some organization while you're packing the shipment. So inside the pack group, when you are packing a box, once that box has been sealed, if you label it with P1-B1 for pack group 1, box 1, and then on box 2, P1-B2 for pack group 1, box 2, when you get to this shipping option, it helps you keep track of, because if you click this arrow next to boxes, you can see the table of the boxes that are going to be in that shipment. So here we've got pack group 1, box 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in shipment 2, we have pack group 1, box 5. So now that these options have generated, we can see the shipping cost and placement fees for a total cost. So this option is a total cost of $66.67, where this placement option has a total cost of $54.52. So you can decide which option is best for you and your business. In this case, I'm going to move forward with placement option 1 and click confirm shipping. Then I click confirm, and the box labels and UPS labels will generate. And this can also take a few minutes to generate as well. Once that shipment generates, you're going to see the reference ID circle calculating. That's fine. That's just Amazon generating that reference ID for the shipment that was just created. You can still move forward with printing the box labels and labeling your packages and then shipping them while that is still loading. So down here where it says print box and shipping labels, there's a few different options. If you want it printed on an 8.5 by 5.5 US letter page, you can do that. Or if you want a 4x6 label for a thermal printer, you can click that option and click print. That is going to generate the PDF of the shipping labels. And then you can open that file. And on here, you can see the FBA label, which down here shows you the pack group and box number of the shipment. That can help you match up the boxes with the appropriate label. That is how to complete an FBA shipment using ScanPower's Pack First workflow.